Peace, family. I just want to come this morning and basically just give a little rant. I don't intend for this video to be too long. I just kind of want to speak on a few different things, and just get my point of view and get my take. All right. And the first thing that I would like to say is that I don't have no type of affiliation with anything. So if it seems as if I'm supporting something, it's not because I'm affiliated with it. It's just because this is the conclusion that I came through, from my research and for what I learned, and and what I put together. The dots that I connected. It's not that I have any type of affiliation. I really don't care. I really don't care what the end result would be or what the conclusion would be. It really doesn't matter to me. The only point of it is this is what I came up with. So when you hear somebody talking about magic, and if you hear somebody talking about magic and they never mention astrology, high magic and the most powerful magic is done in conjunction with astrology. Okay, true magic is astrology. When you speaking about the true essence of every spiritual entity, and the true essence of any any form of spiritual system, the deities was always, more times than less, correlated with a celestial body. It was always astrology. So, or they corresponded to an elemental nature. Some form of element, that exists in the physical realm. So this is draw back from, go back to. It goes back to the elemental nature or the celestial bodies. Okay? So the celestial bodies, each celestial body holds a certain type of energy signature, and certain spiritual entities manifest from that energy center. All right, so so real magic is done in conjunction with astrology. The second thing that I wanted to say is that a lot of times people say or point out the fact of a Satanist or a Luciferian agenda in the music industry and secret societies and stuff like that. And my problem with it is because I had a days in discussion / argument with a gentleman on Facebook about this, right? And he was calling the secret societies devil worship and Luciferian and all of these things. And my problem with it is that I find it difficult to understand a person's point of view if you tell me Christianity is fake, it's not real, black folks, you've been duped, you in this Christian thing, that's not real, you need to come out of that, God is not coming to save you, and then in the next breath you tell me that the devil is real and Lucifer is real and hey, they're worshiping the devil and this is devil worship. So I'm trying to figure out, why is God fake and God isn't real but the devil is? And it kind of makes you look like the devil worshiper because you acknowledge the devil but you don't acknowledge God. God and the devil came in existence together inside of monotheism. It wasn't God first, then the devil came. It wasn't the devil, then God came. Like, they came in together. So it's hard for me to understand why somebody's practicing something behind closed doors, and because they're practicing it behind closed doors and they're using occult symbolism and they're doing all the things that the Bible said that they shouldn't be doing, and it's of the devil, and you say this is really of the devil, it's really devil worship. But at the same time, Christianity is fake, God ain't real, God ain't coming back, and all of these different things, but for some reason the devil is real and God isn't. So, my point of view is this, and I said this a million times on my channel, man. Satan means adversary. In the Hebrew scripture, in Genesis, when Adam and Eve was in the garden, the name that they used, I forget the name that they used meant whisperer. They didn't even use Satan. They didn't use Lucifer. The name that they used meant whisperer. Lucifer means the light bearer, which was correlating to the planet Venus, because it's seen as the morning star. And I talked about this on my channel too. Lucifer is a Latin word. So Lucifer didn't come into the Bible until a Latin translation. Before, the morning star was a Babylonian king. So I talked about how before it was a gentleman named Saint Lucifer. He was a saint, and he also was a Christian. Well, maybe not a Christian, because it was the early stages of Christianity. Christianity was still in its early form and still being formed to what it is today. And Saint Lucifer was a student of Athanasius, if I pronounced his name right, who had Berber. He was from a Berber stock. And they had a gripe with the Trinity situation that was taking place in the form of Christianity. Now, at this time, when Saint Lucifer, remember Lucifer meaning light bearer, at this time there was no Lucifer in the Bible. And if somebody can show me where Lucifer was in the Bible, back when Saint Lucifer and was going having his battles with the church and his disagreements, if someone could show me Lucifer in the Bible at that point in time, then I would love to see it. So, but I do understand how things get perverted. So what my whole main thing is to remove the cloud from people's eyes, like remove the fog from people's eyes so they can see clearly and understand the true meaning of things, like, and the true intention of things, you know. So my understanding of all this is that things got perverted. Why? Because Christian rule, you know, they damn near took over the planet with their new system that was created from earlier systems, botched together, recreated, reformed to suit themselves, and they was the controllers, and they was doing their thing. Anything that was not of what they was doing was considered evil. Now, when you're talking about occult practices, occult basically deals with your intentions. If you're using your divinity for whatever purpose that you choose to use it for, you could choose to use your divinity and your purpose for something evil. Some people use their intelligence for evil. I mean, it's no different from what they call black magic or a Satanist or whatever the case. Like, if you using your energy and your time and your mind and your divinity to fool somebody, to trick somebody, to misinform somebody, if you are doing it intentionally, if you truly believe that you're not, then of course, you know, you're not working evil. But you know, your divinity inside of you is your power, it's your God-given right, you know, to enforce your energy and your power inside of this physical realm. And, you know, the strongest survive, you know, the smartest survive. And basically that's the way that it go. So, you know, and what we see through Satanism and Luciferianism today, which I'm not down with. Like, I'm not down with anything gross. I'm not down with anything grotesque. I'm just all about understanding things, you know, understanding the origins of things. So if I tell you about Saint Lucifer and I say that Satan means adversary, that don't mean that I'm down with Satanism or nothing like that, because that's probably not what it's being used for today. So what it's being used for today, I'm not down with that. That don't mean that I'm down with it. I don't really know what's going on in that circle and what they're really doing, but I can tell you where the origins of these things, I can tell you where the origins, where they came from. Now, how it moved and shifted and created itself into something new, you know, I got nothing to do with that. That's the workings of man. You know, a man could take something and twist it and turn it to something else easy. You feel what I'm saying? Easy. So, you know, I do believe that Satan or Satanism, in most cases, it's used to explain something evil. I think the word is used to explain something evil. I think it's used to explain, hideous, pervertedness, the opposite of right, the opposite of truth, the opposite of decency, the total opposite of what you would call righteousness. That's what I believe evilness and Satanness is, but, and, I truly believe that the Lucifer and Luciferianism part, or just the term, the name Lucifer, I believe that they got put into that realm of evilness because of Saint Lucifer. Because of Saint Lucifer. And if somebody can show me different, I love to see it. If somebody can show me different, I love to see it. Now, if people are doing evil things under the name of Lucifer, then I can understand why people would consider that to be evil, or whatever the case. What if people start doing evilness under the, under the symbol of an Ankh? That doesn't mean that the Ankh was originally evil. That just means that, it's some really confused people out here, or whatever the case may be. So I don't have no affiliation with any type of group or anything like that. I don't care if I don't really care. It's just that this is the conclusions that I came up with. Another thing that I wanted to talk about before I shut this video down is that the Atlantean thing. I constantly hear about Atlanteans, and can somebody provide me any type of evidence of Atlantis? Any type of evidence, any type of artifacts that was found in Atlantis. Can somebody just bring up anything besides something that Plato or somebody said from a person that probably never existed? And people was out here talking about this Atlantean thing because it's a cover-up, not to acknowledge ancient Africans. This is just the truth, people. It's just the truth. It's a cover-up not to acknowledge the ancient Africans, okay, who built the pyramids, who had probably the oldest civilization known to man, and still got structures that's standing today that no one knows how they built them, okay? Where every mystery system today drew from. All right, so this Atlantean thing is disrespectful. To say that Tahuti is from Atlantis is disrespectful. Because Tahuti was originated in Africa. Okay, Tahuti was originated in Africa. From African Egyptians. Okay, and no Atlantis, no made up Atlantis has nothing to do with it. And then, if you look at it, if you look at the Greeks that came in, with Alexander, this, you can see like the real earlier Greeks, like the first ones that was taught, if you go all the way back, if you just Google it and do, some research, and then just look at, the first Greeks that was taught by the Egyptians. The ones, when you get to the last ones, those ones become a lot more racist. And those are the ones that start perverting and changing things. You feel what I'm saying? And that's where this whole Atlantis things come from. It's rooted in racism. It really is. It's rooted in racism. It's rooted in a lie. It's rooted in a lie, and that's what I'm about. I'm about truth. You feel what I'm saying? I'm about truth. And you know that Atlantean thing is rooted in a lie. It's an obvious lie. You know, and a lot of times when you're dealing with consciousness, lies are told to make people feel better, because knowing that ancient Egyptians was Africans, and knowing that these ancient Egyptians did the greatest thing probably known to humanity, then you know that hurts some people's feelings. And you know, people have, you know, mental health issues, and they just can't deal with certain things. You know, the brain is a mysterious thing, man. The way the brain in a human body functions, it's a very mysterious thing, and people can't take truth. You know, people make up their own truth to feel comfortable. You know, people create their own truths to feel comfortable. You know, and you know that's just the way it is. So if y'all ever come across my videos and you see only a couple views on it, and you wonder, you know, the reason why you see my videos with not a lot of views is, listen to the content of this video and you will understand why my videos don't have a lot of views. I have no affiliations with nobody. I can't I don't get caught up in foolishness. You know, I can truly see and think for myself. I can admit when I'm wrong. Like, it's real consciousness on this channel, true consciousness. You know, it's agendas, you know, not with the people platforms, but the media platform in general, to only, just like the music industry, they only push negative things. Well, it's the same thing with social media. You know, they're only pushing misinformation to misguide people. The people that's really spitting some real deal, they're not letting it through. They know what they're doing. They're not letting it through. You feel what I'm saying? So if you ever come across my video and you want to know why the views is low, that's the reason why. Use your third eye. Wake up. It's only a few people that's going to really know the truth. All right? It's only a few people that's really walking in the light. So, you know, it is what it is, family. Stay up.